welcome back to the channel, guys. So as you can see today, I'm having a little bit of a terrain building mission. We've got plenty of buildings and stuff over there. I've got a new rack up for the terrain, and something I wanted to do for a while is sort of a canyon, desert style terrain. Obviously our board is quite brown, and I just thought it'd fit in really well. So I scoured the internet and found some videos. The prime one that was the inspiration for this build was Winter's SEO from a couple of years ago, and I thought, right, let's do it. So to make the terrain, you will need some form of insulating board. Now this I picked up with Ryan from our local Wickes in York. Checked out B&Q and they had absolutely beggar all that was useful. So the other night during a break at work we popped over to Wickes and picked up 2 massive sheets of this stuff. So it was 2 for 15 quid. Now that's a pretty hefty bookcase there, and that's one piece of board that we snapped in half just for the purposes of fitting in the car. The other piece of board is in the process of being ripped apart. So the general idea is you take your board and you want to be breaking it up into whatever sort of configuration you want, really. What I've done over here is just roughly broke it apart and then broke other pieces and laid them up, stacked them up to make different textured terrain. I've got a mix of big pieces, mix of little pieces, and then clearly a stack of stuff here. So this isn't done. I'm going to crack on with this and then we'll talk you through the next step. But basically you break these apart and using PVA glue. You're going to use a lot of PVA glue because you need to put quite a bit in between these layers to make them stick. Once you've done that, they're pretty nice and sturdy. I'll show you on some of these lower ones as well. You know, they're not going anywhere. You want to build these up to last. The other things I'd recommend, paintbrush to help spread the glue around, and you are going to need a vacuum cleaner because you get bits absolutely everywhere. I've been trying to hoover up as I go, but it is a really messy job. So I'd recommend you either A, do this outside or in your garage, somewhere where you can easily sweep up the debris, or if you're doing it indoors like I am today, have a hoover ready because you will make a bloody right mess. So I'm going to crack on with building these and then we'll show you the next step. Right, we're doing this bit outside, guys, because it gets really messy inside. So what you want to do is get a nice blob of PVA glue on this, and the idea is you need to spread it around, and this will protect the model before you begin spraying it. So obviously this step needs to be done before you spray. It's absolutely freezing here today. I think we're due -5 tonight, so this should firm up quite quickly. Now I'm painting a lot of the flat areas, but I'm leaving certain bits of the model without glue. And what will happen is when you spray the model, the corrosiveness in the paint will eat away at the polystyrene and you get a really nice effect. So you just keep working it around like so, and then now's the time while it's drying to add any little bits of rock that you want to add to it. So it's up to you. You can use grass, you can use anything you want. I mean, grass at this point would be redundant because at the end of the day you're going to be spraying on top, so I would leave the grass for another step. So literally wherever you want, and then of course you just knock it off. Now, doing this outside obviously makes this a lot easier because I'm not bothered about little bits of grit going into my garden. Absolutely fine. So you want to do exactly the same for all your pieces of terrain. Remember, put the glue where you want to protect the model, leave it a little bit thinner where you think it will melt away. Okay guys? Okay, so it's a couple of days later. The weather has been horrific. You can probably see the frost on the ground. This is not ideal spraying conditions, guys, but I haven't got anywhere else to spray, so we're just going to crack on with it. So what you need, a couple of different colours. I'm using a black and a camouflage brown. That was from Pound Shop, that was from online, really cheap. And then just like you would prime a model, you just want to be giving blasts of paint. Now as you're going, it may take it a little while, but the paint will start to melt this polystyrene in, and it'll give you a really, really nice effect. It'll start getting to the point where you start worrying about your model and thinking, oh, it's melting in, it's collapsing. It'll be fine. So this really is not ideal conditions for spraying in, but if you can spray in a well ventilated area. I have some gloves that I use just to keep my hands clean. And then you just keep spraying till you're happy, guys. We'll show you the next step once it's dried. Okay, this is our time to dry, and as you can see, this is the sort of effect that you get from the spray paint melting the insulating board. Actually makes it look like real natural rock. That's a really nice shot. I couldn't do this myself with my portable blowtorch anywhere near as good because it's really, really random. Now there's a few little bits where the white is showing through, so what I would do is probably hit it with my airbrush at a later date, but that won't melt anything, which is really good. It's another example. Just looks really nice, rugged. like I say, natural, which is obviously what we're going for. I've hit this one with a bit of that camo over the top. I haven't fully decided what colour I want to paint them. Obviously this is just showing you how to make them, but that looks really nice and has cost very, very little. £1 PVA glue, £15 for 2 of those massive boards. You could get away with one. I have. The second board hasn't been used. And then you go from your breakdown, this to this to that, and then obviously, much like painting a model, you put some edge highlighting on and bits and pieces. But I'm really happy with how these have turned out. So that's how you do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you're new, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, bye bye.